Welcome to a journey of discovery, an exploration into the allure of the Great White North Canada, a land that's a melting pot of cultures, a robust economy, and a quality of life that's hard to beat. Canada is not just a country, it's an idea, an embodiment of the human spirit's quest for freedom, prosperity, and harmony. It's no wonder that it has become a top immigration destination for people from all walks of life. Today, we embark on a mission to demystify the costs associated with one of the most popular paths to Canadian immigration, the Express Entry for Federal Skilled Workers, or FSW, in the year 2023. We will guide you through a detailed cost breakdown, from application fees to associated expenses, giving you a clear picture of what you can expect on your journey. So, are you ready to unlock the door to your Canadian dream? Let's dive in. First things first, understanding the Express Entry system is crucial to your Canadian dream. Express Entry is the key that unlocks the door to your new life in Canada. It's a fast-track system for immigration that Canada uses to manage applications for permanent residency from skilled workers around the world. Imagine it like an online matchmaking service, but instead of connecting people for dates, it connects skilled workers to the Canadian labor market. Applicants create an online profile with details about their skills, work experience, language ability, education, and other relevant factors. Now you might be wondering, who are these federal skilled workers we're talking about? Well, they are people with skills and professions that are in demand in Canada. These could range from healthcare professionals to engineers, IT specialists to financial analysts, and many more. But it's not a free-for-all. To be eligible for the Express Entry pool as a federal skilled worker, one needs to meet certain criteria. This includes having at least 1 year of continuous full-time or equivalent part-time work experience in a skilled occupation within the last 10 years. Additionally, applicants need to meet or exceed a Canadian language benchmark of 7 in English or French in all 4 language areas: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Now let's talk about the selection process. After you enter the pool of candidates, you're ranked using a points-based system known as the Comprehensive Ranking System, or CRS. The CRS considers factors like your age, education, language proficiency, work experience, and even if you have a job offer in Canada. Every 2 weeks, the government conducts a draw, and the highest-ranking candidates receive an invitation to apply, or ITA, for permanent residency. Knowing the system is winning half the battle, but what about the costs involved? Let's find out. The journey to Canada comes with a price tag. Let's break it down. The Express Entry federal skilled worker immigration process, like any other, comes with certain costs attached. Foremost among these are the application fees. Now, these fees are not just a means for the Canadian government to fund the immigration process. They also serve as a kind of filter, ensuring that those who apply are serious about their intentions to immigrate. So, what are these fees exactly? Well, the first one is the processing fee. This is a one-time charge that covers the cost of reviewing your application. For the year 2023, the processing fee for the principal applicant is $750 Canadian. If you're bringing your spouse or partner along, there's an additional fee of $475. And for any dependent children, you'll need to budget an extra $150 per child. Next, we have the right of permanent residence fee, or RPRF. This is what you pay when your application is approved, and you're granted the right to become a permanent resident of Canada. The RPRF for the principal applicant and their spouse or partner is $500 each. But wait, there's more. You also need to account for other related expenses. For instance, you'll have to pay for third-party fees for things like medical examinations, police clearances, and language testing. These costs can vary widely depending on your location and personal circumstances, so it's crucial to factor them into your budget. All these fees add up, and they make a significant impact on the overall cost of your immigration journey. But don't let these numbers deter you. Yes, they are substantial, but they are also an investment in your future. A future that could be filled with opportunities and prosperity in a country that welcomes immigrants with open arms. Remember, knowledge is power, and understanding these fees is your first step towards successful immigration. The costs of immigration don't end with application fees. Let's explore further. When planning your journey to Canada under the Express Entry Federal Skilled Workers Program, it's crucial to account for additional costs beyond the application fees. These costs can add up, and they're necessary to complete your application successfully. First up is the language test. To prove your proficiency in English or French, you'll need to take a language test recognized by Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada. Depending on the test, you could be looking at a fee of around a couple of $100s. Remember, this isn't an optional step, as language proficiency is a key factor in the express entry system. Next, we have the educational credential assessment. This is a report by an independent company that evaluates your foreign education. Why is this important? Well, it verifies that your foreign degree, diploma, or certificate is valid and equal to a Canadian one. This assessment can cost a few $100s depending on the organization you choose. Now let's talk about medical exams. All immigrants are required to undergo a medical examination. The cost will vary depending on your location and the specific tests needed. It's not uncommon for this to cost a few $100s. These medical exams ensure that you're in good health and not a risk to public health in Canada. Lastly, let's consider police clearances. These are required to prove that you're not a security risk to Canada. The cost can vary greatly depending on your country and how many clearances you need. Each country you've lived in for 6 months or more since the age of 18 will need to provide a clearance. In the grand scheme of things, these costs might seem daunting. But remember, they're critical steps in your journey to becoming a Canadian resident. With proper planning and budgeting, these costs become manageable steps towards your goal. So keep your eyes on the prize, a new life in Canada. These costs might seem daunting, but with proper planning, they become manageable steps towards your goal. Let's talk about settlement funds, an essential part of your immigration finances. Settlement funds are essentially the financial resources you need to support yourself and any family members who come with you to Canada. They're a key part of the express entry process, and you'll need to show proof of these funds when you submit your application. Why are they important? Well, the Canadian government wants to make sure that you can establish yourself successfully in this new land without needing social assistance. It's about showing that you are prepared and capable of covering living expenses for yourself and your family. Now, how much money do you need? This varies depending on the size of your family. For example, if you are a single person immigrating to Canada, the government requires you to have at least 12,500 Canadian dollars. For a family of 4, this amount increases to approximately 23,800 Canadian dollars. Remember, these amounts are not fees paid to the government. They are simply proof that you have enough money to settle in Canada. You won't need to give this money to the government, but you will need to show that you have access to it. So how do you prove you have these funds? You can use documents like bank statements, pay stubs, or evidence of investments. These documents need to be official, so they can't be borrowed from someone else or sold quickly for cash. They must be readily available funds. One more thing to keep in mind. If you're currently authorized to work in Canada and you have a valid job offer, you don't need to show proof of settlement funds. But for most people, these funds are a crucial aspect of the immigration process. As you plan your journey, be sure to consider these financial requirements carefully. They'll play a big role in your successful transition to life in Canada. Settlement funds are your proof to the Canadian government that you can establish yourself successfully in this new land. So, how much does it all add up to? Let's sum it up. The total cost of express entry FSW immigration in 2023 is a combination of several factors. It includes application fees, language tests, educational credential assessments, medical exams, and police clearances. While these are the main costs, remember to factor in additional expenses such as travel, job search, and settling in Canada. Now, it's essential to plan and manage your finances effectively. Start by creating a comprehensive budget that covers all these expenses and add a buffer for unexpected costs. This will not only help you stay organized but also keep financial stress at bay. Also, consider seeking advice from financial advisors or experienced immigrants who've been through the process. Their insights can help you navigate this journey more smoothly. Remember, every journey begins with a single step, and with this comprehensive cost breakdown, you're one step closer to your Canadian dream.